What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 22, and of course, today, another rebuild. Yeah, we haven't seen those in a while. Today, we're doing the opposite side of the Russell Wilson trade, obviously the Seattle Seahawks standpoint. We don't have any of the players or picks yet, because I wanted to have it as, realistic as possible by going active roster, which means I'm going to have to go the very annoying routes of trading for everyone manually, probably after the draft. So I'll probably end up trading Russell Wilson for the picks and then just try to trade for all the players after. We'll see. It's not that big of a deal. But thinking about that, speaking about the trade value, first things first, when I first heard of it, I was like, wow, the Seahawks really took an L. And then I was starting to think, okay, pick 9. It is actually pretty damn good, obviously, because the thing is, the reason why I kind of undervalued it is I was thinking, okay, you lose Russell Wilson, you're probably going to have one of those picks next season. You're probably going to have a top 5 pick, top 10 pick minimum. Obviously, we're going to have to boost his overall as well, but you're going to have that minimum. But that is a year from now. This draft is pretty sick. In my opinion, unless you really like a quarterback here, you maybe trade down. Obviously, you're going to get scrutinized less if you end up turning pick 9 into like 2 first-round picks and you grab 2 quality starters rather than potentially busting on a pick or choosing a position that just doesn't have as much, impact as the quarterback, obviously. So there's a lot of pressure if you get a quarterback at pick 9 because they're going to be like, okay, well, that's almost basically Russell Wilson. He's got to play as well as Russell. It's like, okay, well, that's not really necessarily true. But I'm not sure what you do at quarterback because I just don't think Drew Lock is obviously the answer. I mean, if he can't get it done in Denver, there's no way he's getting it done in Seattle behind that offensive line. There's just no way. Denver's offensive line isn't like amazing, but when you compare it to Seattle's, it's like a whole nother level, obviously. And I'm not even just looking at overalls. I'm just looking at, the names. But yeah, I mean, the first thing that I would say that you really do need to get besides quarterback would definitely be corner. It'd be nice to get someone like Sauce, but edge rush is also a huge thing. I mean, I'm thinking if it's not Sauce or Thibodeau, you maybe trade down. I'm just saying you might still be able to get a decent edge rusher around 18 or 19. Maybe pick up another first-round pick if it's a team that is trading up for a quarterback. So that's kind of the first things first. Obviously, we're going to lose Bobby Wagner here as well. I said it before, and somebody, I wouldn't say laughed at me, but they're like, you're out of your mind. I said if they lose Russell Wilson, they become a bottom 5 team, bottom 3 team, actually, I think I said. And they were like, you're crazy, because of look how consistent they were over the years. They're probably the most consistent team in the NFL. I was like, yeah, and who was their quarterback? I definitely in Madden, without a doubt. In Madden, I would say they're one of my prime teams, but the problem with that is when I look at team selection, I base it off of, okay, how OP can someone be? Metcalf and Fant in Madden are so broken that I think no matter who the quarterback is, you can still dominate in the game. But outside of that, obviously, there's a lot to rebuild. So Seattle, especially depending on what their draft is going to look like in real life, could be a decent name. I'm thinking Seattle or Atlanta. I'm thinking those are my top 2 already at the moment. But let's actually get into negotiations. So I think Quandre Diggs is pretty good, and we did a rebuild recently enough of this team, and Quandre Diggs was pretty good for some time. I just think he's a solid player, and he actually can lay the boom. And he says no, which is a huge L. DJ Reed, I'm going to give him a 4-year, 25, maybe 26. He's a really good player. I really like him, and I want him to stay. Thank you. At least somebody stayed. I appreciate it. Of course, tight ends, we got a new one, Pochik. I think I let him go in the most recent one, but, I mean, we kind of need, everyone we can get, so I'm just going to re-sign him to a cheap 2-year deal. Rasheem Green, I mean, a lot of these guys just aren't long-term options. Even if they played okay in real life, they're just never going to be anything for us in the game, so there's really just no point. If only this was the cornerback one, even though he didn't even have that great of a year himself. Yeah, man, this team needs a lot of work. A lot. It's going to be so disgusting when we actually build a good offensive line and Russell's gone. Finally gets a line, but he's not here anymore. Left tackle F, right tackle F. Yeah, I mean, maybe a free agent tackle wouldn't be the worst thing. Bro, they just let his ass go. They didn't even wait for the trade. They're like, I don't even care who this dude is. He's better than Drew Lock. Oh, my God. You know, while I'm dealing with this trade, I'm also really just realizing, like, why didn't Seattle ask for a lineman or, like, 3? Like, did they go through a list of players? They must have went through Denver's team and, like, listed, like, 15 different players, and they just kept saying, nope, 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 nope. It's like, okay, Shelby Harris? Okay, sure, fine. It's like, really? Bro, there's no way we can waste a whole year with Drew Lock as the starting quarterback. What is this? Give me Teddy Bridgewater. I don't even care. The new freaking Broncos. I don't give a damn. What is this, dude? Oh, my God. Denver is doing a speed rebuild, no doubt. So Terran Armstead is here. This is a guy that I would expect Cincy, as you can see there, to try and target with all their might. Denver, could you imagine? Seattle's got money, and like we said, that is a huge problem of theirs. So why wouldn't we? Also, did Trent Brown get tagged, or is he just like headed to free agency, or what's the story? Whatever, dude. We're gonna go for Terran Armstead. We almost never go for him. Here we go. This is our chance. It's our time to shine. It's a lot of money, and in game, I can't even for sure say that it's a positive to have some sick offensive lineman like this, at least in sim, but we're going to do it because I feel like Seattle, with a bit of cap space, has to attack the offensive line, at least one player or two for the offensive line. They have to. I don't care who their quarterback is, if they even have any sort of wish to keep that person alive, I guess. You definitely need to attack that spot. Fluker could return. I believe he was on this team a few times. Ifedi could return. Man, I really don't like any of these other tackles. We can't just go for Trent and Armstead. That's just a lot of money. But we also may go for Trent and Terran, regardless of the money. But then again, I think one of these guys is going to get offered quite a bit. I'm going to go for someone cheaper if I can. I want to save a little bit of money, and more importantly, I just don't know if this team lands both. That's a lot to ask for. Just did a rebuild recently enough. Nobody wanted Rasul Douglas. I was thinking, this is actually not a bad signing. Seattle would actually be an okay spot for him, and of course, nope, he's getting offers. I'm not paying a very expensive 2-year 10. It's really not that bad. He's super slow, but once again, I don't even know if that matters in Madden. I'm kind of liking Rasul here a little bit. I know Hughes is younger, but I don't know if Hughes really fits the scheme as much, and he's also tiny. Got a bunch of tiny corners around here. I'm willing to go for him. We need some youth. This team isn't ready to win in the next year or two. I want to win sometime, and I feel like getting as young as possible is the best way to do that. I know Terran's 31, but he should play till he's like 34, 35, which is a significant amount of time. Rasul wouldn't be here as a starter, or even close to a starter, in 2 to 3 years, so I think that makes a lot of sense. We could use another D lineman, or just any defensive lineman at all. Clowney could command a little bit of money in free agency, because I'm assuming he's going to free agency, right? Clowney, good block shedder, pretty good in sim. Looks like Za'Darius Smith. And I think I'm going to offer him enough to at least compete with the Chiefs, but I'm not going to go that crazy. The other guys we kind of need. Clowney is annoying. It's important. I almost call him annoying, but it's not that crazy. Like, that's enough. All right, give me some names. I'm going to be so mad if we don't get Terran, dude. Which we probably won't know in this game. Oh, my God. No Clowney, no Terran. That's an L, dude. It just sucks. It's like, in real life, if you're not going to get him, you're not going to be like, all right, league, advance. Oh, no, dude. The linemen. What do I cross? Oh, no. They're in the same spot as us. They're like, yeah, we need a lineman, too. Even though they should have had Orlando. I'm sorry, Chiefs, but we're desperate. We need somebody. He's at least 25. He's potentially developable, right? 25, it's okay. Like, we can't just draft 2 tackles in one class. We've already Seattled this thing. At least we've tried to get a lineman. Seattle really hasn't done that. Seattle's actually done a good job of getting rid of linemen. But the cool thing is we did get Jayon on 3-year 15, which, and I know he's a lot lower of an overall, and he's a little bit older than, we're used to seeing, but still. Bobby also, we kind of cheesed because kind of forgot to release him in the first week. Huh? Wait, I don't know. It was like they weren't going to let me release him. I was like, excuse me, this is my choice. My body, my choice. Okay, A little insensitive. But we have everyone at least. We have all the draft picks as well. I went really slick mode with it. Probably cucked them out of their own. But I suppose it doesn't matter because, it doesn't matter if you take a dead penalty hit in game if you're going to keep them anyways, right? As you see, you don't have to pay it's just less balanced, I guess. But, I ended up taking Simmons off of their team and used Simmons to get the rest of the picks, which was super clutch. I didn't have to do it like a billion different times. So, a good bit of picks, I suppose. And we're also going to hope that Denver just sucks next year. Once again, it's a tough division. We've seen in our Russell Wilson rebuild, there was a couple of 9 and 8s, I believe. You never know. This could be a really good trade for them. If they can get a top 15 next year, without a doubt, it was worth the trade, and Seattle's going to look like geniuses. Come on, Crosby. Is it Crosby or Cosby? Oh, my God, we're done. We're done for. We got Jaquiski Tart. No, it's a lot of Seahawks fans like, we've seen that guy in real life. He's actually not that bad. He's had a couple of, mishaps, but he's actually a pretty good player in general. Well, we did a pretty good job outside of the tackles. It didn't really work out too well. Maybe there's a team with extra tackles you can maybe just trade for. I know it's draft capital I don't want to get rid of, but, we got to have somebody. Greg Little, that's not really the somebody I'm looking for. Oh, my God, dude. I offered Taron like a 2-year, almost 50. That's a lot of money. Kind of, ish. But, hey, we got a lot of cap space. Woo! We didn't get Crosby. We didn't get Taron. If there was another week, too, I would have at least tried to get Trent Brown. It just keeps happening. If your option on Noah Fant, no, we're just going to sign him long-term. Which I know you can technically say yes and no, but it's just quicker to say no. And then LJ Collier, no, thank you. No. Bust. It's crazy how Seattle went from, one of the craziest drafts, ever, to just, really missing, a lot lately. They really have. Outside of Metcalf, I'm trying to think of a guy in recent years that they've really hit on. Jordan Brooks is all right. Metcalf is pretty good, but even he's inconsistent at times. Everyone else, though, has been pretty crap, unless I'm missing a player. I can't really think of anyone, right? They're just awful. Hey, Riley Reef, my man, saving the day. 70 overall, 33-year-old. That's what I'm talking about. Really, Russell? You wanted to leave this? We finally got you a lineman. He's super talented, dude. I had to look at my draft board thing again because I'm looking at the side there, and it's Malik Willis, rank 1 total. It's I don't think so. Yeah, it says rank 10, which would be lovely, but I feel like if you really want him, you probably got to move up to 7. I don't know if I'm really willing to do that. I think just kind of sees how, got to see how the draft shakes up. If it's 6 and Sauce and Thibodeau they're gone, then I think you have to. I think those are the 2 players that as a Seahawks front office, I'd be willing to take without trading down or grabbing quarterback. But you could also maybe see a slide from Evan Neal, perhaps, which definitely be a guy I'd also go for. Kyle Hamilton, he's pretty talented, so maybe I put him on the list as well. Malik for sure. Wide receiver, I think, they need it. They don't need it, but, Tyler's getting older. Wouldn't be the worst play in the world, but edge is obviously up there. It's tough, dude, because you'd want your value at 9. You can't go reaching on a pick that is going to be the number 1 looked at pick when reevaluating this Russell Wilson thing. How come they didn't give my other boy? They didn't give me my other boy. Who was that? I don't even remember who the hell it was, actually. Oh, yeah, Eric Fisher. All right, let's see. Number 1 overall, Ekwonu. Is it? Number 1 overall, Ekwonu. Should be a tackle, but, we'll deal with that another time. The Lions should be Aiden Hutchinson. It is. Might be Evan Neal. It's Evan Neal. Might be Kyle Hamilton. Sauce. This is Thibodeau, right? Damn, dude. This, in real life, in my opinion, would probably be the worst lineup you could ever ask for if you're the Seahawks, because there's just 2 teams behind those guys that absolutely could use. I think the Giants are kind of locked in at quarterback with Daniel Jones, but this could very well be quarterback, and your whole draft just sucks. Oh, they go end. I don't even know if that guy's a real person. I've heard nothing about him, at all. and Kyle Hamilton, making it very tough for Atlanta not to grab QB. They could still go with linemen. They definitely could take a guy like Trayvon Walker. Jordan Davis wouldn't hurt. Cornerback, I mean, they could use that as well. I do not know, dude. Wide receiver. Actually, this would be a wide receiver in my opinion. But do I really bet on them taking that position? Man, I mean, what can you do? You're trading up with a team that might take your player. And they do take wide receiver, so that does make a lot of sense. So, in the end, Seattle doesn't have to move, and they have their pick at quarterback. Once again, I would have rather had edge, probably. Very hard to draft. Thibodeau is insane in the game. Tackle isn't really there right now. I mean, you'd have to move down quite a bit for it to be, I wouldn't say a realistic pick, but a felt value. There is still edge. Trayvon Walker is still there. I've done a few rebuilds, I think, with Malik Willis, but I don't think I've done one with him actually at hidden. I just think Malik Willis does a lot of what Russell Wilson did, or can do a lot of what Russell Wilson can do. This is almost like I want Russell Wilson, but we have Russell Wilson at home meme, but not that bad. I just think Seattle's too competitive to want to wait for another quarterback. I know the class isn't the greatest ever, but a lot of things are pointing towards them going Malik Willis. I'm going to do it. Malik Willis. We're going to finally commit to Malik Willis. We might have done one some time ago for the Steelers, but that was when he wasn't really projected high, so it was kind of unrealistic. But this, at the end of the day, it's a lot of pressure on Malik Willis, but at least the front office is like, okay, well, they got a quarterback with pick 9. So if he ends up playing pretty well, especially after seeing a declining Russell Wilson, this could actually be considered a GOAT move. So, I mean, I just don't know if you don't have the edge there that you really like, you don't have the cornerback you really like, that you could go with someone else with a pick that came from your best quarterback of all time. Now, it probably doesn't go super well with your semi-short quarterback you just drafted, but actually, he's kind of trash, though. But then again, this is a good class, so that F might not be. But I just feel like with an offensive line that as weak as it is, you get a guy that's 6'9", 380 that runs like a madman, you start to instill a little bit of fear, right? And there's not much to fear on the Seattle front right now. So you get a big guy like him. Maybe it's a culture change as well as just being a good selection. So we're going to go with the mammoth himself, play him at left tackle, and hope Malik can just get a ladder when he needs to throw to the left side of the field. Oh, they got pick 10 from this as well? I did not know that it was pick 10. Maybe Edge is still here? I don't know. With this pick most likely needing to be a D-end, actually I'm going to take a look one sec just to see if there's any halfway decent corners still there. But with this pick needing to probably be Edge, I'm thinking about trading back. McCreary is probably going to be gone in the first round, so it's not really super realistic for me to go for him here. So I didn't want to actually get rid of Cody Barton, but the trade is pretty fair for draft picks. But obviously they didn't want it fully. They were pretty close, but not close enough. So we ended up getting giving up 42 and 100 for 51, 83, and 139. So we moved down in the second, move up in the third. And I'm just hoping a bunch of these edge rushers are still there. There's about 3 names, maybe 4 we have. So, if they're there, that'd be great. Daxton Hill, that's a steal, which obviously isn't super realistic. But Ritter to Washington, been seeing a lot of that. The pass rushers are still there. They're still there. I'm loving it. We don't see a single one off the board yet. We will in a moment. Well, that is a bit far back there, pal. We will in a moment, I imagine. And they're all there. We moved on to 61 to gain a third next. Now, this could be a little iffy because some of these edge rushers could just jump. Jermaine Johnson. I changed a lot of the players around on this class, and a lot of them still kind of didn't do what I wanted them to. But still, we're seeing a lot of these guys still here, which is nice. They're still, all the guys I want are still here. Jameson Williams is a bit late. There's no way they're still here. I mean, the guys that I want are projected to pretty much be third-rounders in real life, but still. We traded with Washington to grab 75, I believe, off of them, and a 4th, so 10 is now our highest pick, which we may use to trade up if we're, getting thin on defensive ends. Oh, not this, EA. So Mafe is gone. That was one of the guys that I wanted. Allen is one of the guys I wanted. We still have 2 players, though. They're still there. I just want one. And down to the last one. All right, Chicago, how you doing? So we give up one of our extra 5th rounds to move up 3 spots. It might have been a little excessive, but we're going to get our guy, and that's really all that matters to me. Going to be grabbing Majai Sanders, who I believe should still be there. And if Woolen is there with our 11th pick, we may grab him. Some huge size and speed. Sanders, grabbing him. Hidden development trait, 85 speed, 91 excel. I wanted someone a little bit faster. I wanted some Bruce Irvin in my my life. That's what I thought of Mafe, but obviously he's gone. If Woolen is there at 11, like I said, I may grab him. Not guaranteed, though. Could actually use a safety ourselves, but I think those players may be out of here. Yeah, we're going to be taking Tariq Woolen, who could be like a late 2nd round guy, but I'm cool with him now. Insanely fast, 6'4", decent enough. Might even be our new number 2 and put Hughes at number 3 because of the size. I can't remember if we ever drafted him. I thought Seth Ryan was good. I'm just going to grab him. I'm not 100% sure. And he is hidden. Okay, I mean, well, that's unfortunate. I thought he was normal, to be honest, like 74 overall, but I guess he's hidden. The Bengals offered us a 3rd round next year. I know they just made the Super Bowl, but, it's guaranteed at least to be a 3rd round pick. And honestly, they could have a little bit of Super Bowl... what the hell is that thing called? You guys are probably screaming at it. It's this! It's so obviously this! I can't think of what the hell it's called right now. It's not called the Super Bowl slump, is it? What the hell is it? I don't know. And this might be a little late for Zamir White, but with the ACL injuries in his past, maybe we see him fall. I don't know. We're going to just grab him anyways. It's just going to be a backup regardless, but yeah, he's only normal, so as far as his actual value goes, it wouldn't have been great up higher anyways, so I don't really feel bad. The Falcons offer us a 4th round pick straight up next year, and I am absolutely going to take that. Once again, we're adding value and adding talent all in one. This is where I'd like to maybe grab like an athletic safety perhaps, if there are any. Well, I mean, athletic safety is one thing, but safety at all is a completely other, and there just aren't any. All right, going to add a defensive tackle, Jaden Peavy. C power move, decently strong, A91, not super fast. Definitely wasn't that fast at the combine, at least 40 time, but 40 time for a DT. Super important, huh? Obviously, you kind of look at the first 10, but still, it's not that bad value here late. And we have a 7th round pick as well. Did we accidentally get double picks? I just didn't say anything because I figured we didn't because we don't have a 6th round pick. And also, we did get a lot from Denver, so maybe we actually cheated on accident, but I don't really know, and I honestly don't really care because we've got a couple of good picks, but nothing massive. Alec Pierce is there. I don't even know if this guy's a real guy, but he's decently fast, so we're going to grab him 6'3", 22. I mean, he's probably not going to be anything for us, but let's trade this away and then maybe draft a special teamer. We're going to go with a kicker, Andre Schmidt or Schmite. I don't know. Either way, I don't get the choice. What? Did I run out of I almost said the other word. I apparently have no picks. No bitches. There we go. Fix it. 94 kick power. Could be a future starter on this team. Let's take a look at this draft recap. Not super great overalls, but some hiddens. A few hiddens obviously never hurt. And Malik Willis, hidden development trait. Very, very fast. That's kind of what, the big draw-in is. Daniel Falele is a little bit, raw, but once again, hidden development trait, huge, athletic. He's actually really slow here, though, I will admit. Sanders hidden. I think all of our hiddens are stars, but you know what? That is A-okay with me. Would you consider what a 5'1" is for a guy this size? You gotta at least put him like 69 speed, 73 excel, something along those lines, right? I think that's fair. Not that, once again, I don't think it matters. I don't know if we've done a video on it, but maybe we take a step and look at a video, maybe make a video of does speed matter for O-linemen. I think we have done that, but I don't think I did it well. Like, I kind of just, added speed, but, realistically, you should make it where they have, no speed, Of course, we could have actually used multiple pass rushers, but that's fine. Dunlap can stay the starter for one more year. He's actually been pretty good for them, and he's pretty decent in sim, so I mean, I don't expect us to be ultra competitive here, but that's, you get your quarterback this year. Instead of waiting for a year, you're developing him now. And if there's a decent pass rusher next season, that could be the route we go instead of having to use that pick on quarterback. So I get it, less polished this year, but still, Malik Willis has some favorable traits, and we'll see what we can do with him. All right, so here's the lineup for potentially the first year. I mean, I guess that's not potentially, but you know what I mean? It's technically the first year. We obviously had a bit of an offseason to run. Wow, for a second I thought they were the same. I'm going to have to change their faces because that's just throwing me off way too hard. But the receivers look good, especially with the tight end now. Those seem to be set. And then quarterback, fair enough. Running back, okay. And then the O-line might need to replace like center, right guard, but I mean, it's an okay O-line. We have actual potential for once. Of course, linebackers, they're okay. Once again, you're losing because of Wagner. Burke Curvin's playing outside. I actually have Taylor playing left end now. Cornerbacks, we have Woolen at number 2 because he's huge. And then the new safety, Tarts. But yeah, it's a bit of a squad. I don't want to start Shelby Harris because you look at the comparison for stats, he's just not even that great. I honestly don't know why they wanted him so bad, but sure, dude. All right, so this is a good kind of test. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we said for the rookie quarterback that Malik Willis is going to have a good performance. They said 300-plus yards. I don't remember if it said plus a win, though. But I'm almost certain it just said yards. It was a little bittersweet that, okay, yeah, so they did say that. Okay, fair enough. I thought maybe he was going to glitch out, but he still got some XP. We take that. All right, big boy signings time. DK Metcalf is one of them. A 6-year, 115. Now, in real life, I'd be very hesitant about giving him that. I'd have to see how he plays, but in Madden, obviously, you give him that. No offense. Another guy that I'd be a little hesitant about giving him the money, but it's fair value for him, fair value for us. It's a GG. Obviously, you got to get that done. Puna Ford had a chance for a breakout, didn't get it. I'm not sure how he's playing. Once again, you got to look at tackles for loss and sacks, I guess. But once again, you just don't really see much there. So I don't know if you just go for the overall or what's the story. Chris Carson's another guy that's like always injury prone. In this situation, he probably wouldn't be. But you can see here, that just doesn't look worth it, right? And for a team that's kind of heavy in the run scheme, I just don't see how that's valuable for us. I just don't. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happened. I was thinking, okay, we're going to end up, because we're like 0-4 to start. I was like, okay, we're going to end up with a number 1 pick overall. We're going to trade this for a boatload, but instead we're not. So, I mean, sure, I guess. All right, still finishing off with a pretty bad season, which is nice. I love it. We had a huge win streak, and then we had a huge loss streak, and I swear I remember. I put Tom Brady at punter in my roster that I did, and I realized you can't do active roster with that, so I was like, oh, never mind. So that's a bit of an L. That's not what I wanted to look at. I believe our first win came, ironically, from the Broncos. It was. We beat the Broncos. Let's take a look. Willis outperforming freaking Russell. He kind of did. He kind of did. Less interceptions, 1 less touchdown, but interceptions, especially since we probably scored more rushing touchdowns, which we did. Yeah, he outperformed Russ, which would be a hell of a talking point. But speaking of outperforming Russ, let's see how Malik Willis played on the season. 4,018 yards. Wow. 32nd in touchdowns. Obviously, that's probably like actually 25th or something, but 32nd counts for like backups and all that. But actually, no, it would be 32nd, wouldn't it? Yikes. That's bad. Chris Carson, I'm glad we didn't re-sign him because obviously he just didn't even play that well. Lockett was good for yards. Touchdowns were just down in general for the entire team. Pass rush, Ford at 8. Sanders with 5.5. Ford, does he need a contract now? Like, what's the story? I wasn't going to give him one, but he played well. Maybe we got an award, maybe we didn't. I'll look, because the game does actually give the users the extra boost for awards, and we might get it even though we didn't deserve it. Obviously not. But number 2 for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Thibodeau went to the Giants. I remember that now. That's so unfortunate. Malik isn't terrible, but we didn't play that well out the gate, I'll tell you what. Let's see if we had any dev-ups. I can't really imagine. Maybe like a corner or something random, but no one like huge names. The Bills versus the Panthers. And the winner of this one is the Bills. All right, fair enough. Let's take a look with our 100 million cap, so we can actually spend some money on top of it, which is nice. Let's take a look at those potential dev ups. Damn it, Lockett. I really needed you to go to X Factor. That would have been so clutch, but he sold. Brooks went up to Superstar. You see that a lot. Of course, Ford went up to Star. Love it, dude. Love it. Love it, dude. Of course, he's not really that good, but he played well, so, like, I don't know. We'll think about it. PV really didn't go up at all. He went up like an overall or two. Burke Curvin didn't go up. I paid him a 2-year $6, which I think is fair just for like a security blanket type of thing. You know, just got to make sure we have somebody to work with. But yeah, the team absolutely is in not a great spot. Woolen, number 2 still, and we got him in, what, the mid-3rd. I mean, I still want him to start and still give him a chance, but if we find a sick corner in free agency or the draft, I mean, sometimes things just happen for a reason. So Chris Carson, 28 years old. Hopefully there's just some sick running back in there that some team couldn't afford, and we're one of those pathetic teams now, like the Jets or something, that just signed some expensive running back because they have the cap and they just need a playmaker. That was a long freaking conversation we just had, but we got through it. Ford's actually not asking for a whole lot, and he did just play well. I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to give it to him. He's going to say, glad to... Okay, that's what I expected, obviously. It probably is also important to find out what pick we actually have. Top 2, top 3, if we're lucky. Let's see what we got, please. 4. And Denver didn't play that well either. They're 11th. Once again, that's not the furthest thing from reality. It's a tough division, dude. They could still, even with Wilson, especially if he doesn't play as well as we think he's going to, you know, it's easily a situation where they could be 3rd or 4th in division just based on how much talent's around there. So, you know, I mean, you just don't know. So pick 4 is good. Could still land a pass rusher. It's not good enough to probably trade down from, but sure. Kareem Hunt never really got a chance to be a true starter. It's been a while since we've had him in a, you know, a realistic rebuild. It's usually in fantasies. I'm going to go for him. I think at 28, he deserves some money, and he actually is like almost the perfect fit. He's kind of like a dual style. Brandon Sheriff, you know, Ali Marpet kind of retired early-ish. Maybe this is Sheriff's time to leave the team or chase money. I'm not sure, but I don't know, it's a little surprising that he is there, so I don't know. Montez Sweat is a guy that, I mean, you could pass up on pass rusher if you grab Sweat, but I don't know how well he's played, so, I mean, it's kind of, I'd rather draft a corner, to be honest, than to draft a pass rusher, and if we get Sweat, we don't need to draft pass rusher, so I'm going to pay him a 4-year, I think 65 is probably worth it, or fair anyways. I don't know about worth it. Worth is a completely different situation. A lot of this is guaranteed. So a 4-year 65, which puts him at 117 for points, and it smokes the Broncos on top of it, which I didn't even think about, but that's a double whammy. We absolutely want to do it now. Before I was a little iffy, now I absolutely want to do it. It pains me seeing Dexter Lawrence there, because I've seen him a lot, and I use him a lot, but it's just like his value is so good, dude. Although I will say he doesn't really fit the scheme technically, so I'm going to actually pass on him. Damn, dude. Oh well. Let's see also if we can get rid of Shelby Harris. I would assume the... what is it called? I'm assuming the Broncos took the majority of that hit. I don't imagine this team would have wanted to take on the contract he had, so that's fine. Can we get a sick linebacker? Anyone there? Bobby Okariki's okay, but he's not good enough for me to pay 10 per on. Cornerback, once again, I think this is a cornerback draft for us. Sean Murphy-Bunting, that's just another bandage. Once again, I mean, we could draft a complete bust at corner, but there's a lot of bandage picks here, and I don't really like, you know, I want somebody like long-term, you know. Jesse Bates, there's just no way he's going to get let go. He's going to get paid a ton from the Bengals, I would say. He's absolutely insane. Tart is good enough, though, for us. And, yeah, I mean, we still kept a lot of money, but assuming we get all the guys we're trying to get, which I assume we will, we did add some talent as well. So we kept it a little safe, but still added some immense talent. If we don't get the guys, like all the guys we offered, that would just be a shame. And yeah, we got them all. So huge signings here for the team. Definitely makes it a lot better of a squad. And we may even save a little bit more money. Once again, getting rid of Shelby Harris, perhaps. Getting rid of Gabe Jackson, perhaps. Yeah, Gabe's a little bit of a savings. Nothing crazy, but he's obviously not worth keeping. And then what else do we have? Mr. Shelby Harris, who's a 9 mil savings. See ya later. But yeah, if we can hit on this draft, we can really turn this ship around pretty quickly here. So Cornerback, I think, is the biggest need. Woolen, I want him to develop, but I just don't know if he's going to. I don't want DJ Reed to get pushed out the door, so Woolen will probably become the new number 4. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you can do. Maybe Reed goes to safety. I thought he started at safety. Maybe I'm just thinking of Diggs because their names are short. I don't know who this Malachi Moore guy is, but he looks pretty solid to me. Is he pick 4 overall worthy? I do not know. But as of right now, I'm going to put him on my list. This cornerback class, I mean, there's a couple of 1 to 2s, but as far as like a pure top 5, top 10 goes, there's not one in this like with the last one. Who the hell is Brian Breesy? Top 5 pick? Oh, damn! This guy must be sick if he's got him with A's across the board. This team needs this position, too. Woolen may be saved after all. So they have him as like a round, like, or pick 6 kind of projection. This guy has jumped to my, like, number 1. I want him. I'm going to be so pissed if he's gone, dude. Pick 4, I feel like that's a really good selection for us, especially with all A's. This guy's nutso. Of course, I think the reason why in real life he's kind of fallen a little bit is because of injury, but, I mean, that happens all the time, doesn't it? You just don't know, but, like, obviously your intention should be to be hesitant on someone that, you know, tore an ACL. The ACL, man, it's just the worst nightmare. 5th-year options. I don't know who the hell would this be. Jordan Brooks. In fairness to Jordan Brooks, his contract is going to be kind of expensive. Nah, we just want to knock this out right away. Try to get him as cheap as possible. So I'm hoping a couple of teams that need quarterbacks are up here, and they are. Come on down, boys. Get yourself a QB. Yeah, get yourself a QB as well, Houston. Yeah. Don't grab a DT, Miami. Yeah. I'm taking him. I don't care. We need the position. He looks insane. We could still land a good cornerback anyways. I don't have my board set because I just don't know any about any of these. You know, I'm just going to look as I go. It's going to take me a while, but I don't know if his name is Breeze, or Breesy, which it looks like Breesy to me, but we're just going to grab Brian. He looks like a freak, and he is. 79 speed, great jumping, great excel, and all that. 88 strength. I like it. And Detroit could take Malachi Moore here, which, ooh, Detroit kind of killed the class, though. They kind of did the thing. Just going to be honest with you. Cornerback is probably a need for the Colts. Washington could use a corner. The Saints probably could use a corner. I don't know if I'm really willing to trade up, but I feel like I'm going to. Colts need a lot of things. They might even go QB, but I'm just not going to take that chance. I just want a very good player. 68, I don't know if that's fair. So the thing is, like, trade value, it's not just about that. There also is, like, the human aspect of it where it's, like, it's not just about how good the value is. It's about how, like, you know, how easy would it be to get the Colts off that spot if they really have a guy. This seems to be fair. It says we're giving them almost a whole 100 points extra, and I'm willing to do it because I just want this cornerback that looks, at least from what I've seen, to be the best cornerback there. So Malachi Moore, I think, is going to be our choice. I did also scout some of these other guys, so maybe I should have waited to look at these guys before doing that. A catching man, C man, doable, usable, but okay. Hopefully no one else is really solid here. Clark Phillips, you can't bet on that. Once again, another undersized corner for a team of all undersized corners except for Woolen. And then Sheridan Jones, just super slow. I kind of just grabbed, the last 3 because I forgot about our Broncos pick. But we're going to be taking Malachi Moore here. B-man coverage, insanely fast. 6 foot tall. I'd like him to be a little bit heavier, but that's fine. Malachi Moore, welcome to the squad. 92 speed, 92 excel, 90 jump, 89 change of direction, 90 agility. So once again, with Drew Lock, maybe you do get that number 1 overall pick. But if you don't get the top 2 picks and you passed on, a quarterback in last class like Malik, we're kind of screwed, right? Because number 1 and 2, you're not going to get a team off of that pick unless it's a team with a quarterback already, like something just goes wrong, like injury-wise or something. But, you're just not going to do that. So we would have been stuck in a bind. But I also can't say Malik is the answer because he actually had a really bad season for us. So, I mean, who knows? We're kind of looking to rebuild the Legion of Boom here. This draft class is starting to shape up that way. Now, I don't know if a 4th-round pick's enough to get the Lions to move from this spot. But once again, 4 spots and you gain a whole high 4th-round pick. I think it's fair. If I'm going to actually look at the calculator, it will say that we gave up an extra 60, so that's like 160 in value we've given up now for the picks that we've made a trade up for. And we're going to be taking a very tall, strong safety, which is why I'm not just saying, oh, because it's the Legion of Boom team, that's why we're doing it. I don't even know this guy has hit power, but he's a big fella, 6'4", giving me Cam Chancellor vibes, really good tackle, insanely fast, so even better than Cam in that aspect. Hopefully he's good. Actually, is the other free safety there? He's not as good, I don't think, but okay, so we didn't have a choice, so we don't at least feel bad if we made the wrong call here, but Jaquarius Conley, welcome to the squad. Another hidden, and I will say he is way slower than those 40 times and whatnot told me. I was expecting 90-something speed. I didn't get 90-something speed, but I suppose now you do have the, I guess it is Cam Chancellor. I don't have, like, any information on anybody. Hello? Can I get some help here? 80%. Okay, we got a couple 80% tiles in the DT spot. I like it. BB. Pretty athletic. Looks like he fits the 4-3 DT spot. Power move B. I don't know. I'm looking at these DTs. I'm kind of liking them, but we already got a DT. PV's not great, but he's, you know, you don't need to have great players at every position, but there's definitely positions that we don't have even good players at, right? So I'm kind of looking at maybe a guard or a linebacker. This is the guy they actually told me about from the prospect thing. However, this is a user-created class, so if the game chooses random names, maybe actually is halfway decent, but I really don't know. Who's this? Herbig. I don't know if he's good, but A-tackle, A-zone coverage doesn't sound bad to me. All right, Herbig. Hidden development trade. He's kind of slow. He seems like one of those run stopper types, but that's an automatic starter. We're killing it. We're killing it. This guy worries me, but we could use a center to replace Pochik, who I think needs a contract this year. Ryan Walk seems decent, but that run block scares. I'm going to grab him. I don't care. Run block scares me. He's hidden development trade. Once again, I don't know anything about this class other than some of the guys in the top 10, just because I had to move some of the quarterbacks around to be realistic to real life. I know some of the names, not a lot of them, but I know some of the names. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about that guy. Maybe all of the guys are, you know, hidden development trade at guard, so it'd be kind of stupid for me being excited about it. But, you know, I don't know that, so I'm going to act excited. So you yell at me one more time, and I will not finish the rebuild, okay? Everyone's like, oh, I don't care. We're going to go with a little speedy guy. You know, Tyler Lockett's kind of getting older. This guy could maybe be his replacement. Jalen Robinson. He is hidden development trade. I almost went with the other guy. I kind of want to... Actually, I can't, because then it's kind of like cheating if I use this class in the future. This is C4's 2023 draft class. It hasn't been updated in some time, but still, it's better than not having it, I guess. This was the guy I was going to go with, Brew McCoy, because I was like tall as hell, 21, pretty fast. He may also be good, but I'm glad I went with the guy we went with. I'm imagining he was barely there. 3 to 4, he was probably going to go in the next couple of picks. Usually 3 to 4. I think the latest I've seen is maybe 10 or 11 in the, you know, the fourth or the latest round of the two. Have a couple more fifth round picks and all that. Obviously, a lot of trade downs. Unless we see someone we like, we probably will trade down. Speaking of, and yeah, and I mean, I don't really think there's anyone going to be here. I mean, unless we go Brew McCoy, anyways. I'm kind of wanting to. Screw it. Wide receiver run. Okay, he is normal, but now we know at least. He's pretty athletic, and he's still someone that'd be fun to use, but I suppose we proved that we made the right call, but since we went with both, no, it's not the right call, unfortunately. Yikes. We're just making these things the gift that keeps on giving. I would bet on the Dolphins to be the worst, probably going forward. So, 4th round pick for our high 5th round. Obviously, that could be a pretty big L if they end up being, you know, a team that makes it to the playoffs, makes it deep into the playoffs specifically. Looks like a really dumb trade, but if that's not the case, which we're banking on, then that's a great trade for us. Then banking on Philadelphia to suck, we're going to get a 4th from them next year, which, you know, those are 2 decent for us. You can turn that into a late 3rd and, you know, go from there. But with this pick, we're going to add a little bit more talent, I think. We're going to grab a fullback, Hunter Lupique, I think his name is. I'm not sure. Northern Development trade, insane strength. This team could use a fullback, and 6th round, even if it's high, is worth it if it improves the run game. Which I'm going to be honest with you, in Madden, I don't think it does. We're going to grab Marshawn Ford, a really good run blocker, it seems, and decently fast. Cheaper than actually signing a free agent. Really bad Excel, but good enough speed. That's a weird player. All right, so we drafted a lot of players. We, once again, added a little bit of picks for next year. Yeah, we added some really good talent this offseason. Brian Brees is very good, believe it or not. Pretty decent. Let's take a look at that dev. Obviously, we're going to start him, so anyone that wants to cry about cheating looking at the dev, I don't understand the point, because literally he's going to start, so it just doesn't matter. And he's a superstar, my man. My man. Of course, cornerback Malachi Moore. I think number 5 looks all right on him. I don't really like these types of numbers, but as long as it's not like number 8 or something weird, number 5's all right. Number 1 maybe. Let's take a look at what his dev is. Maybe another superstar? And it is. Okay, so I don't know what the other corners look like, but that seems like a good decision, right? You grab, you move up a little bit instead of going down for one of the lesser corners. You guarantee yourself another beast. And look at the hit power. Cam Chancellor, indeed. I don't know if this guy's even a real person, but sure as hell seems like Cam Chancellor, man. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at that dev who's going to start development trade. We're going to have Tart rhyming 24/7 as okay. I don't want to do 33. It's 29's already bad enough, but he's going to be the backup, which is all right. Herbig, who is not really looking like a coverage guy, to be honest, but he's going to play that for us. Let's take a look at his dev. Automatic starter, obviously. Burke Irvin. 2 year, $6 million is not bad for a backup. Mr. Herbig is going to be a number 54. What? No. That's no. 57. I was thinking of like Urlacher, and then I was like, wait a minute. Bulaga. Wagner. And then we landed a guard who is hidden development trade. Only a 68 overall. He'll probably be the center next season. So he's just going to be a backup for now. I also assume he's going to be star. I imagine all these guys are going to be star this late on. But center, even if he's superstar, doesn't matter. And he is center. He is star. What else did we get? DT was a 66 overall. That was not a good draft pick. Not at all. And then the wide receiver, Jalen Robinson. He's going to be the new number 3 over Eskridge. Eskridge really hasn't done a whole lot for us, and he's already like 26, 27. He was drafted at a pretty high age. And his development trait, who's probably going to be star as well, is star. And we're also going to put him at number 10, because you want a fast guy to do well as a wide receiver, put him at number 10. He automatically is. That's how it works. And then I don't really care too much about the tight end, but I'm still curious about that run block. And yeah, it's not great. Not great. Let's take a look at the fullbacks run block now. That's going to be like 70s, right? Ugh, not great either. All right, Season 3, another really good draft that is obviously turning the team around a bit. Also, a pretty damn good offseason. We added Kareem Hunt. We added Brandon Sheriff. Also, Kareem Hunt's a little bit worse than I thought. He's 86 overall. I don't think I've ever seen this man go to superstar, even though he's always playing really well. Hopefully he can, maybe this season for us, but yeah, I don't know. He really doesn't play well usually for, play well enough to get to superstar, but we still gave him that 4-year because we needed him. Malachi Moore, who is the most capable as a true boundary corner, is going to be the number 1 already. Conley's the new number 1 with Tart as a great backup. Herbig is a number 1, and then Breesy, obviously number 1. He's just a beast. We also got Sweat, and we saved, not saved money, but we still have money. I think we had like 40, 50 mil, so we're in a really good spot. It's just, can Malik Willis take that next step? Because he's been kind of average. All right, re-signings. Jordan Brooks it's expensive, but it's not that expensive, right? A 5-year 73, we take that every day of the week. Mike Hughes, I think, even if he becomes the new number 3 whenever DJ Reed's gone, although I think their contracts kind of line up a little bit, it's a good contract for his age as well. Brandon Sheriff's going to get a 2-year. Actually, we're going to give him a 3-year deal worth 42. He chose us over everyone else. I know we gave him a pretty good 1 year 16 or something like that, but he chose us over everyone else, which is, I like that. I respect it. I respect him, working his way through the league rather than just choosing some easy job. Damian Lewis, I think we can do better, so I'm going to go for a 2-year at the end of the day, 2-year 6. It's good money for both sides because considering his talent, can't really progress too much more. I know he's star, but he's 26. So at least we get a capable starter if we can't replace him. And if we can replace him, it's only costing us $3 million per year. Yikes. I mean, 8-9 season's not the worst in the world, but it's definitely not enough for the playoffs. I'm surprised it was even this close to making the playoffs. We beat the Niners, but of course, they still had one win on us on the overall tally. I kind of want to see if we had a chance at winning it, or like, did we lose to the Niners earlier? We did lose. If we would have beat them, we would have had the damn division, but I mean, again, we're getting close. I suppose we're getting close. Let's take a look at the quarterback season. Ooh, Malik Willis. All right, touchdown to pick ratio is better. We are getting more. Ooh, Kareem Hunt could be superstar, which would be huge. Receiving numbers were pretty bad. Looking at the blocking, wasn't actually terrible. Maybe Brown gets a dev up, which would be kind of clutch. I think we have him for another year. The pass rush was awful. How is it so bad? Is it just because we're the Seahawks? Probably, to be honest. The kicker was really good. Once again, like we said, with that scenario or the experiment we did, wow, MVP at 8-9 didn't make the playoffs. That happens. I'm sure it does. But yeah, like we said, the kickers don't matter. Just get any random one. Of course, no award win or anything like that. Didn't really expect one, but maybe a couple of breakouts if we're lucky. Maybe. And by breakouts, I mean dev-ups. Super Bowl is between the Falcons and the Titans, and the winner is the Falcons. Is that 2? Did they lose the first? I don't even know, but they still won one, and that's kind of all that matters. Wow. Let's take a look at those dev-ups, if we even had one. Lockett was awful. I was about to say maybe X Factor. Yes! Kareem Hunt is a superstar. He's an 87 overall. I don't know if that would have been like a regression, or if I don't even know, but Herbig, also superstar development trait. No dev ups for the other corners, which is fine because, you know, Malachi Moore and Hughes seem to be the number 1 and 2. Sanders and Sweat, obviously, I mean, they were all, like, the whole D-line was just awful. Even Ford was bad, but I suppose he did drop in importance on the team. But yeah, I mean, you look at where we started, right? It was like almost all bronze, all normal dev. And now all we have is a normal dev fullback, but I mean, you know, that doesn't really count. It's pretty much all star or better, which is impressive considering, once again, where we started. I think we did well. I think we did all right. And as far as, you know, my knowledge of the drafts are concerned, I think it was all fair. You know, I don't think we made any crazy trade or crazy pick that it just wasn't expected. Maybe Malik Willis goes number 6 overall. Maybe he doesn't even go in the top 10. We don't know. Once again, I just think it's more about, not just about like getting the best player or, you know, what's best technically for the team. It is also about the ego. Like I said, the egos do matter. You know, you draft, let's say a guard at 9. Let's say he's a good guard. You're still looking at like, okay, he's a really good guard, but you lost Russell Wilson. You traded a quarterback for a guard, which is ironically enough the position a guy like Russell Wilson was begging for throughout his career for the team. You know, it just doesn't look great. I mean, you have to draft like Quentin Nelson if you're getting a guard, you know? So it is a lot of ego stuff too. I really do think Seattle is probably going to end up trading down, to be honest. I really do. Unless somebody, you know, that's supposed to go in the top 7 picks slips a little bit, you know, like Thibodeau for some reason. But if that's not the case, I really think they will trade down, try to extend the draft a little bit more. It makes the blow of losing Russell, you know, a little bit better. You know, you turn that pick 9 into multiple picks, so then you turn Russell Wilson basically into 5 or 6 players, you know, and then it's like, okay, not even because you got to count Fant and them. But, you know, it's like, okay, now, that's not terrible. Turn Armstead is back in free agency, which is, once again, Ali Marpet. He's not going to be a free agent because he's a retirement guy. Laramie Tunsil, a guy that definitely is a guy that could be in free agency in real life, but I will say I think we've passed the need for him. We need a guard more than anything, and Ali obviously is just not in the market because he's supposed to be retired. So unless there's a guard here or a guy we can move to guard realistically, this might just be another savings season, which I'm not really a huge fan of. Ooh, here we go. I've had this fella before, but one thing that I will say is he's always super undervalued. Like, he's just not very good. Like, 80 overall, 25-year-old star, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. I'll do a 3-year. I'll do a 3-year 30 just because he is a pretty good overall, but, I mean, if we're being honest, he really isn't that great at all. Ezra Cleveland's like significantly better, but the problem is he's a finesse guy, which once again you're mainly looking at, power guys on the interior, and then Andrew Thomas is just somebody that New York just probably won't let go. Oof, Tyler Lockett though, 85 overall wide receiver, could be on the list. I know we got that one slot guy that we just grabbed, but I do kind of want someone that's built a little bit bigger for the position, but I suppose worst comes to worst, he'll be the starter. You could also grab Terran Armstead to play guard because, he's got the athleticism for it, but, a guy that is, proven himself as such a good tackle, I just don't see it being realistic moving him inside. Actually, what about Ryan? Is he like a really tall, slow tackle, or can he actually play guard? Oh, he's really athletic, actually. Can he play guard? He's also he's 320, which is kind of on the heftier side, I suppose. Terran, once again, is kind of like a 2-year, whereas Mutai is like a multiple year, end of time kind of situation, but I don't really like him. I don't think he's very good. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I think you get maybe 2 more years out of Terran, and that's like it. Nah, we'll do it. We're going to go for him. We're going to offer him. We could always use, who's our right guard? We have Sheriff. Oh, we can't really use multiple, so if we got Muti and Terran, and it's kind of the Cardinals are leading, so would be competing basically. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna go all in. At the end of the day, we could always draft a guard, and we still have Damian anyways. That's really all we needed to spend on is kind of another lineman. And he is finally on a team of ours. How many times do we have to try this? Of course, we're going to be moving Falele at right tackle, which is actually probably a bit easier for him anyways. And then Ryan, who is actually really athletic, is going to play left guard. He also really isn't that great at finesse, so he just fits at guard more anyways. He's an interiorly built player. I don't remember what overall he was, but he's got to be, I was about to say, in the 80s or something like that. We could also still trade Damian. It's not that big of a hit, and he'd probably be worth like a 3rd-round pick, like a late 3rd maybe. He's still decently good, and of course young enough. But honestly, after that offseason, you're maybe looking at DT, and if not, you're kind of just luxury pick out here. Maybe you, well, actually, we had an okayly bad pick, and Malik wasn't great, so maybe you actually think about quarterback, but maybe another corner, maybe a wide receiver. And there are a lot of quarterbacks. 6'5", running a 4.61. That is kind of scary. Oof, we got pick 12 overall. Now, I'm not saying I'm not into keeping Malik, but that quarterback, I don't know if we got to see more, did we? We did. 80%. A short, extremely fast. Maybe not even faster, but probably faster than Malik. I'm glad this is what 80% gets you because he already had an A short, so they gave me basically nothing. I'll put it this way. Malik is good enough, so I'm not going to make a play to grab him. Oh, damn, top 5. I'm probably going to trade down. I'm gonna grab this guy. Look at the freaking bench press, though. So we trade pick 12 and Burke Herbin for 25 this and projected 21 next. Honestly, just the picks alone should have been fair, but whatever. The Niners been trying to trade up a lot lately in the draft, so we let them do it because I want more picks. Once again, quarterback is not the absolute must-have position, so if he's there, maybe we think about it. If he's not, it is what it is. Is the DT still there? He is. The DT is the bigger position for sure, so Ricky Kindley, who is a hidden development trade player, is now on the squad. All right, we trade our pick 4th projection, doesn't really matter. First round next year, Damian Lewis and Poona Ford for 26 from the Bills. And I think we're going to do it. I think we are going to be grabbing the quarterback. I think he was there. I glanced. Maybe it was the other quarterback, actually. Whitlock's there. He just seems like a great player. This is iffy, but once again, I just don't think Malik Willis, who has done, he's been here for so long, is the answer. I just don't. I think we grab this guy, who is hidden, very fast, 92 throw power, and I think we just roll with this guy, honestly. I know it's probably not super realistic to draft a guy and then instantly start him, but the fact that he's hidden, don't get me wrong, Malik Willis is decent, but he just hasn't played well. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the size, which, ironically enough, we just drafted a guy very similar to him, but Do we trade off Malik? This would have been his 3rd year, and he's just not played well. I know he has a good touch on a pick ratio, but we need a guy that's better than, early career Russ. Like, even better. Once again, we had that luxury pick because we've built a very good team. The biggest question now is that quarterback spot. And now with this pick, it's going to be the linebacker if he's there. This guy looks really good. Once again, another luxury pick of, kind of replacing Jayon before we have to replace Jayon. But just seeing some of the traits of B-man, A-zone, A pursuit, and how fast he is. He seems like a good player. We're hoping for the best. And another hidden development trade. We're killing it. We're absolutely... I don't think we've had a bad draft. We trade 76, 100, and 132 for 52, which is going to be the center that I've seen who looked really solid. Emmett Morgan. We had that center we already had. We were projecting him to be the starter, but he was a guard to start. He's a bit of a low overall. This guy could be better. Strength is low, but, if his overall is better... that would mean that he just played better in practice and he would have won the job. So we'll see. But I'm not going to look at the dev to decide, obviously. But yeah, we're kind of killing the draft. I mean, there was a couple of pretty obvious... Wait, was Sprinkle still there? Oh my, thank God we didn't go for him because he actually looked like okay. He's like a strong guy. Wait, is he a strong guy? Yeah, great throw power. B, you're like, okay, maybe. But I guess not. Now we have some wide receivers. Ramon Jackson, 6'1", 214. He's actually really fast for the 40, but everything else is a little iffy. I do want to grab one wide receiver, and this guy could be that guy. A-catching, day 3 talent, pretty fast, but that 3-cone and that 20-yard is really bad, so I really don't know. We're kind of just betting on one of them. This cornerback looked pretty decent, very fast once again. A lot of speed-related projections for us, but we don't need that middle linebacker anymore, and we might trade down some of the picks, especially if none of our guys are there. Damn, Ramon Jackson's still there, dude. 6'1", 214. He's like the prototypical wide receiver size, marginal speed, solid excel. Oh, I never thought about looking at that, actually. Why didn't I ever look at that? I want Antoine Rossmore. Gimme. Normal development trade, but... you could see his speed was going to be higher than his excel. We don't know the catching. This guy could be a pretty good overall. You just don't know. The other guy is interesting. I kind of want to see, if he goes around here, what his overall and all that is. But I don't know. I mean, I just like that guy, catching and whatnot. Are all of our guys gone? I was about to say, dude, what the hell? I'm going to grab the cornerback now. Mr. Tyrone Hardison looks decent enough. Very fast, jumping, agility, and a change of direction. See, the thing I don't get, I don't know what his vertical is, but just in real life, once again, it just doesn't exist where a guy is fast and can't jump at all. 79 jumping is got to be 25 inches on the vertical, right? I don't even know what that is. It's got to be astronomically low. It's got to be lower than the entire freaking offensive line class. It really has to be that bad because how else can you explain 79 jumping? Most DTs in the game have 80 plus. So, he legitimately has to be that slow. Ramon Jackson still being here just doesn't do anything for me. And I said no middle linebacker, but we can take some depth very fast. We'll grab him. Will Clayton. Jumping sucks, change direction. Now, this makes a little more sense. Once again, he's 252, but also, again, probably should be in the 80s, but I'm not going to argue because at least it's a position that I know EA is trying to get away from being so OP in the game. Obviously, the linebacker is the most important position on the defense with people using. And the fact that Ramon, I don't know if we made the right call with the other guy, but it seems like we made the right call with this guy. But I'm going to grab him anyways. It's the 6th round. And oh my God, he's way slower than I thought. What? He had a 4.37, didn't he? Take a look at the overalls. So Kindley is a freak. And we really should start that quarterback, but I'm going to give Malik one more season just so people don't get mad at me. Once again, we had the luxury of taking an extra player, and if you're not fully sold on your quarterback and it's year 3, find another guy who apparently is a god anyways, isn't the worst thing to do. Of course, 91 change direction, 89 speed, 89 excel, 89 agility, 80 juke movies, kind of freakly. I'll take a look at his dev just for the hell of it. We're not going to start him this season, and obviously we'd see the dev by next season anyways. But let's see the dev, probably star. Oof. Yeah, I would love to start him, but yeah, I've already made the decision that, you give him one more season. Jason St. Clair, so a guy that is technically coverage, but his catching sucks. I will say you could, if you really were desperate, to play him at pass rusher, but that's not what we're going to do. Star development trait, I'm going to move him. I don't know if I'm going to actually play him at middle linebacker. He might just play off. Nah, he's not going to play middle linebacker. He's going to stay at right out, and then Jordan Brooks is probably going to move to middle linebacker next season. That's what I think is the best call, I guess. I don't really know if we have any big guys for that spot. The center, pretty athletic. He is 6'3", so he is definitely built to be a center. Power, he's a very good player. Yeah, he's the automatic starter at center. He's literally higher overall than the guy that we had sitting behind for a whole year. Just going to take a look at his dev anyways, and he is star as expected, but automatic starter. And, Ross is not bad. 69 overall. What's his traits? So he has possession, run after the catch, fights for yard. I mean, you could change run after the catch for aggressive, be a god, but 85 catching. I mean, he's not terrible. He's not great either. I don't think he's going to be starting anytime soon, if ever. Hardison, another safety build kind of player. I'm just going to put him at safety because he's just not built for corner. He got no man coverage. What are you going to do? You got sucky man coverage. I mean, every team runs a little bit of man here and there. Playing free safety, even though we have plenty of them. Might be able to trade Tart. Because in fairness, I wanted to sign Tart for a 2-year because, 29, 30 years old, I think he was. A 2-year makes way more sense. Hell, even a 1-year. But he was like, no, 3-year, I'm not coming. I'll show you coming. What? Without a doubt, Willis' last chance. If he dominates, this Whitlock pick's going to be a little awkward, especially since they're such close overalls, but one has a higher dev. Whitlock may even finish the season as a higher overall, but if Willis plays well, I mean, we'll eat the pick. We'll say whatever. I mean, it's a late first-round pick. We had the luxury of, extra, curriculars. We had extra picks, especially since we went from pick 12 when we didn't need anyone up there. I mean, realistically, the biggest need is a wide receiver, but the only wide receivers that were there were all fast, short guys, which, of course, with Lockett we have, and then his potential replacement is already here. I mean, these were literally the types of players that were there, is just small, fast guys. I know Robinson here is actually kind of not super fast, but that's really all there was. And, I mean, we already have a bunch of small guys there. We would already have a bunch. And obviously Ross, he's not great, but he's something. So, I mean, other than grabbing a wide receiver, it really wasn't anything to grab. I mean, the team is good. They just need to keep developing. And once again, we just have to hope that the quarterback position is solved, which is why we took that extra guy. We lost to the 1-9 Cardinals, and Mike Hughes doesn't get to superstar. Sweet. We're in a bit of an interesting spot right now where we had a really good wow, we have no one to pay. This is sweet. We're letting everyone go here. Awesome. That's perfect. But yeah, we're in a weird spot where we were 5-2, now we're 7-5. I was almost debating on benching Malik. I don't know how well he's playing. I have to take a look anyways, but I don't know, dude. We're in a weird spot. If we end up making the playoffs, but with this kind of talent, you don't go far, do you still make the argument to replace Malik? I mean, it really comes down to how well he plays, I suppose. I don't know. I'm really just trying to push Malik out the door, with every rebuild we've done with him so far. I'm just going to start going on a limb and saying he's just not good in Sim. We might be in, I don't know, we were 9-7, and we are in at 10-7, against the Saints. No division title. Metcalf was up there for yards. Willis was okay. Yeah, I mean, 34 touchdowns and 19 interceptions. I mean, it's just okay, I guess. Stick around, I suppose. But, how can you give a guy like him 30-plus mil a year? Kareem Hunt, really good year. Could go to X Factor. Metcalf, really good year. Can't go any higher. Fant, pretty damn good year. He does that again. Maybe we boost him to superstar. Kinley, 12 sacks for the rookie DT. What was his dev, actually? Star? I don't even remember looking. I swear, it's the players with no pass rush ability that are the best pass rushers. I don't understand how. Sanders, 86, finesse move. Sweat, who's just, he's not been good for us. 88, finesse move. Was that finesse or power? I'd imagine with his speed, you want to be a finesse guy, right? I was about to say, it'd be kind of dumb to try and go power. I mean, I suppose you can convert speed to power or something, science class or whatever. But let's take a look at the awards. Maybe Rookie of the Year with Kinley, I'd imagine, which would be something new. Kinley, my boy. Nice. Any other awards? Probably not. Probably could have looked at the other side by now. I don't even know if, Russell's still around. Kind of was a lower overall. We did boost him to 80. He's not really looking that good, though, but we did boost him to, an 89 before we traded him off. That's literally Malik Willis' season this season. So as far as sim goes, that Russell Wilson trade not looking super great. I don't even know if they've been making the playoffs because obviously we're in the other conference. I haven't seen them in the Super Bowl yet. Let's take a look if they're at least in it this year. If they, I don't know if they are, though. And it doesn't really appear to be. Yeah, that's 7-10. As far as a rebuild sense goes, we're not in the worst spot. We don't really miss him. 87 overall to the Saints, 87 overall. Obviously, we stole their tackle, if you will. Obviously, they couldn't afford him, so it's not like we just robbed them, but you know what I mean? If you pawn off your diamond ring and someone, you don't pay for pay for it back and somebody buys it, and they didn't steal it. It's kind of your fault, But 10-3, not really looking great, but still plenty of time. 10 all. Halftime, up 17-10. Figured it was going to be a touchdown. Couldn't guarantee, though. 17-10. Still 17-7. 20-17. Oh, my. I'm coming in. Not that I care to, actually, change the outcome. Oh, they're just going to run it. I didn't even think about that. Teams just, they don't care about winning. They just care about, wasting the clock and going for the overtime. But I suppose in this scenario, it kind of almost guarantees that they will. Sweat. Sanders is not he's not going to win against this guy, so I don't mind playing as him. And that is in a beautiful play by Mr. Malachi Moore. Oh, they're going to run it off the opposite side, and really good tackles. Jamal Adams. That's where you really like having a guy like Jamal Adams. Just you got that tackle you need, you get him around there, and then boom. Don't need to see it. I just kind of wanted to see that it wasn't going to be some BS way for them to win, but it's going to be overtime. We get the ball. But honestly, I don't feel great about that 3-yard rush. It is going to be a first down. Really riding the coattails of Kareem, and it sets up the pass game, and we win. Let's go. Sean Payton's back, but technically not. Malik Willis, decent enough performance. Kareem Hunt, decent enough performance. Tyler Lockett, really good performance, kind of going out with a bang here, hopefully, because, once again, I don't see him playing another season for us. Good pass rush for once, even though Kinley's been great all year long. Both kickers missed a field goal. Theirs was blocked, though. Ours was from 50+, so, it is what it is. I'd actually rather have my kicker miss from 50+ than to be blocked on something under 50, because that's just a whole issue of the special teams, whereas a 50+, that's just a tough field goal, what can you do? A +1 of speed we just got from Metcalf, by the way. That's just broken. Malachi Moore, who is just absolutely killing it right now. Kinley, who I don't even know if I want to get his power move up, because like I said, people with bad pass rush seem to be the best pass rushers. I don't know how, they just somehow are. Conley's been pretty damn good. He's an 82 overall. His confidence is down, or his morale. +1 of speed. Where are all these speed upgrades in franchises I'm actually playing? Oh my. Has Daniel been upgrading power move? Oh my god, he's an awful player, dude. He's good in sim, kind of. He doesn't really give up that much, but you're going to be going against finesse more often than power on the edge. And he's a freaking power guy. Going against the Niners, I can't remember. I think we split again on the series, but obviously they took the division. Not a team you really want to see here, but we're seeing them. Whether you like it or not, we're seeing them. And like I said, I feel like we built a really, really, really good team, but I don't know if we're ready yet. Once again, Malik is still a pretty low overall, but that is the big question mark, the quarterback position. If the quarterback position plays average to above average, I think this team can win a lot of Super Bowls. So 10-3, halftime score. The Niners are not going to let you score much. Nice run by Kareem, who's been a huge part of this team. And it looks, I was about to say, it looks like a lead. 7 minutes left in the fourth. Nice third down conversion by them. And they will tie the game back up. 3 minutes, though. The offense is moving. Hit the field goal, buddy. He missed! Oh, my God. 4th and 1, they're going to go for it instead of going for over. Oh, they still go to overtime. They might have missed as well. Don't trust the kicker, dude. Don't do it. Okay, maybe you do. No, you don't need to. We're headed to the championship round. Not bad. Malik Willis, another pretty damn good performance. The last one was more yards than touchdowns. This time it's a little bit of both. Kareem Hunt honestly wasn't that great through the most part of it, but came up with a clutch long run when it mattered most. Lockett playing as well as possible when it matters most. Kinley has been a monster DT, and both kickers should be ashamed of themselves. I will say our special team should be pretty happy, like, you know, defensively wise, because blocking back-to-back kicks, I mean, some pretty close games. Those kicks mean a lot. Championship round, probably against the Cowboys, and who would have thought? We're pretty similar overall. We're a little more balanced than them, which I don't think really works in Madden too much. You just kind of want to have a sick offense, but we'll see. We'll see if we can beat them. Like I said, I didn't really have a plan on ending the rebuild so soon, so if we do win, I mean, I guess I'll end it. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to win, though. 0-0 still. 3-0. Nice 4-point lead. 14-3. Ooh, damn, that's a huge drive for them right before half. Only up by 4. That is now gone. Down by 3. Offense has done nothing. And where's that balance gotten you? Nothing. We can't even move the ball, dude. We just got sacked for a loss of $1 billion. Look at this. I mean, obviously Metcalf, I want to switch sides. I mean, by the time we even get this off, it's going to be like freaking, you know, Thursday. Hike it! Oh my god, I almost just lost my mind. Did he actually just hit that? It's underthrown! How does he underthrow a ball from like 75? I actually thought we just opened up the greatest play of all time. How the hell does he hit this far? He's like 3 or 4 yards in the end zone and delivers this thing to the 30. Metcalf wins, but it's just underthrown by a tad. I don't understand how he even gets that far. Like, that's crazy. Can't remember if that play right there was picked or not, but 1 interception regardless. Kareem Hunt did not play. Well, he played well. He just didn't get that many carries, which probably gives you a good reason why we did lose. Of course, the game we needed most, Lockett was bad, unfortunately. Micah Parsons with 4 sacks. Oh, my God, dude. Of course, Kinley gets a sack. He always does. Pick from Diggs. He always does. Schmidt, dude. He can't be missing all these field goals. He's like literally the Rodgers of kicking. Like, he's so good in the regular season, dude. And then he just misses everything in the post. Do we at least get some dev ups? Watching Lockett will now get a dev up, which just doesn't make any sense because obviously he didn't really have that great of a year. But let's see it. Winner of the Super Bowl is the Chiefs. I mean, obviously we played against the team that wins a lot of Super Bowls, the Chiefs and the Cowboys lately. Dev ups, I mean, you really have no choice but to keep them, right? I mean, this is where you use the option, I think. In realistic terms, you use the option. In Madden terms, knowing how much you'll have to pay him, if you wait, you re-sign him. But yeah, I think Lockett's going to be gone, who I don't think needs a contract, but hopefully we can save some money. Not by not a crazy amount, but some money saved. And Herbig is a superstar X factor. These outside linebackers in Seattle get dev ups like no other. I'm telling you. Anything else? I don't think so, right? So, I mean, the team's still in a really good spot. Our quarterback's now a superstar. Obviously, we already have a superstar, but, you know, I mean, there's really not much more to it. That quarterback is still worth a lot, though, the first-round quarterback we got. So, if we put Mr. Willis on a tag and he sucks, or the fifth-year option and he sucks, then we can trade him off. But if he's good, then we just re-sign him and then trade the quarterback that we drafted off because, you know, he's still really good. You have to put a little bit of in-game to real life. You know, if you have a young quarterback with superstar that's 80 overall-ish, you're basically considering him as one of the better in the league, right? 78 overall superstar, this guy would go for a fortune in a user league. I mean, this is... Plus, with Jukebox, I mean, you can't really ask for much better. The only thing that could have been better in this situation is probably Inside Deadeye, because Juicebox is pretty fair, like, you know, broken. I almost said Juicebox. Pocket Deadeye is pretty sick too, but yeah, Jukebox with that kind of speed, that's pretty broken. So he'd go for a lot. He's also wearing number 3. You got to fix that, because even though it's a bit of a disgruntled type of exit for Russell Wilson. I still think there's enough ties there to where it's like, fair enough, we still respect him. There's some Seahawks fans like, no, I hate Russell. And his hot wife, I hate her. This beat is not automatic, supersonic. Got about 40 mil. We got to save a little bit for the quarterback because obviously his number's going to jump a lot. So when I say a little bit for the quarterback, I mean like a ton. His number's going to probably jump by like 60% at least. J.C. Horn, I mean, kind of cool names here. Asante Samuel and whatnot. Not really players we need. Elijah Moore would be sick, but we kind of have an Elijah Moore already waiting in the mix. I think, honestly, you just avoid free agency. I know Trey Smith's really awesome here, but I want Trey Smith, but I think you just rock with Sheriff one more season. You have the backup center who was drafted as a guard, could go back to guard if there's no better options in the future. I think you just save money because this is a really good team. You kind of want to just keep these guys intact, and there may be some contracts we need to pay outside of Willis. So, yeah, I mean, I think you just keep this going. Keep what you can go in here. I mean, this is a really good squad. Obviously, we're going to move Brooks or Herbig to middle linebacker. Herbig is actually a little bit taller, and he's a little bit slower, so maybe he fits more as the pure middle. I don't know, dude. He's an X factor. I'm just going to put him at middle linebacker and then keep Brooks on the outside and whatnot. So we already have our linebackers set. He just got to put Sinclair's already in there. He's like, I know this drill. I'm here. Actually, I didn't even think about it. There's some pretty sick wide receivers in there, wasn't there? Like I said, I don't know who we have to pay, but maybe we're willing to just, because we're about to lose like 10 mil of of a hit. So 10 mil is going to be freed up. So we can probably sign one of these wide receivers as long as they're not crazy long term. I'd rather go with Thomas because he's a 2-year and he's younger, but Hopkins is undoubtedly the better player. Right? 93 short, 92 medium, 95 release. Michael Thomas got to be like 87 speed or less by now. Yeah, I mean, Michael Thomas just isn't as good, but DeAndre with that 3-year though? Can we do a 2-year 40-ish? So there's teams actually paying Hopkins this 3-year 58. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, man, this is a lot, dude. This is a lot to ask for. But he makes this team very good. I mean, this is the best team in the league by a mile if you get a healthy Hopkins. A 3-year, $62 million deal. 20 per for a 33-year-old wide receiver. Oh, man, this could all come crashing down just because of this move. But at the same time, we might not win a Super Bowl if we don't make this move. I think we just need a little bit more juice. Lockett was pretty good for us, but we're about to lose him. We can't keep an 83 overall Lockett on the team making $17 million. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, we're going to lose Lockett. So actually, now we'll wait. Yeah, you might as well see. Because we want to have some sort of security blanket. Is there any other wide receivers that are maybe younger that are cheaper as well? Kobe Myers. Yeah, this is a pretty weak free agent class. Some okay names, but they're all like 25 and 80 flat, and it's just not worth it. All right, Hopkins, 62 mil. We just made a really good run. He's still going to deny us, which is going to be great. He's going to go to Tampa. He accepted. All right. All right. Here it is. We steal Arizona's player. But, I mean, they suck, so you can see why he didn't want to rejoin. We trade Tyler Lockett to the Patriots for a 4th-round pick. I mean, he's still very talented. He's a superstar. He's still good. Obviously, he was probably our best performer in the playoffs on offense. So, he's still good enough. And the Patriots, and I feel like they're missing Brandon Cooks. I know he's not as fast as Cooks, but look at these wide receivers. Look at all those chickens. That is amazing. So, yeah, we finally got an offensive line. We finally got a sick, durable running back, and Russell Wilson's nowhere to be found. We rebuilt the defense. Obviously, it wouldn't hurt to have another corner. So for this draft, I think the target would be cornerback just in case, and then guard just for the future. But even then, once again, we have Walk, and you maybe look at running back / wide receiver. Got some aging pieces there. I know we just got Hopkins, but he's still 33. He didn't get any younger joining the squad, so... Yeah, I mean, it's just, we're just killing it. Of course, I'm worried about some of those other positions we have to re-sign, like I said, but I think grabbing a guy like Hopkins is just so valuable. You kind of had to do it. And look at how many good corners there are. They're like 5 top 20 pick value corners. All right, Malik Willis, like we said, I think he's the future, but realism tells us to go with the 5th-year option because we have that backup quarterback that looks great as well. So we are going to go with the 5th-year option. And then I think Sanders will be here. I think I'm honestly looking... Sanders wasn't a first-round pick. But I'm honestly just looking to potentially replace Sanders. Him and Sweat have been bad, but at least with Sweat, we're kind of locked in. Whereas with Sanders, we obviously are kind of on our way to, kind of moving past him. And even though he's a DT, Gilmore is very fast. And we may go with a very heavy edge. So we have pick 27. There are a few really, really talented players here. And I'm going to move down until one of the players is only left. I didn't go with Gaddis fully scouted because I don't know. I don't really like the fact that he has 25 bench reps as a 274-pounder. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But this guy is nuts. 6'1", 183 with a 4.24. He is blazing. But Gilmore is 100% my number one. A power move, B finesse, B block shed, B tackle, 21 with a 4.69 40, 37 reps. I mean, he's got elite speed, great change of direction, great excel, good agility. Linebacker, it's just, he's insane. Javon Linton is also a really good corner. Could use corner. So, I mean, we need the edge more than corner by a decent bit, but as long as Gilmore or Linton is there, I'm going to keep moving down. Well, unless, as long as they're both there, at least. Obviously, once one is gone, I'm stopping. But maybe we actually get to go to 27 cleanly. But I'd be really mad, though, if it's like 27 and then the next pick is 7. I'd be like, I could have both. Because I actually kind of want both now. I wasn't really thinking I wanted the corner that much, but, after seeing that extra scouting I put on him, he actually looks pretty promising. But considering he's decently athletic and 6'3", he may actually be normal dev, which really doesn't do much for me. But Hughes can move to 3 if that normal dev is not normal. It's hidden. If it's hidden, then we could have a bigger guy on the corner spot, number 2. And Winston goes at 17. Of course, a very solid player, so I don't really, it doesn't really surprise me. But I'm a little worried here because I really think the DT is going to be a freak. I was just about to trade up with the Saints, but he's gone. That was actually a really big player for us, too. What the hell am I doing? We don't even really need the corner when you compare it. It's just not even... Well, I mean, we didn't really have many picks to trade up for both regardless. So 4th this, 4th next, I guess, to the Saints for 4 spots up. Going to be grabbing the corner, I think. I mean, Gaddis is really not that guy. But we need an edge, dude. Sanders isn't the guy. I'm going to be really mad with this decision, aren't I? Missing out on Gilmore. It's going to be a huge L. This guy's kind of like a poor man's Gilmore, but I just don't know enough about him. Actually, maybe move Breesy to the edge, because he's really talented, isn't he? Let's take a look. Because he hasn't done a damn thing for us either. He's slow, but I mean, we've seen guys like Bosa are not much lighter and about the same speed. I'm kind of thinking about putting him at that spot because there's a really sick DT there. A couple of sick DTs, to be honest. I think I might grab this corner, though. We need corners just as bad, and I mean, A catching, A man, B press with a C zone. 21 years old. I'm going to go Linton. Hidden development trait, great player, really good player. Oh my. He is an athletic specimen. Claiborne is still there. I mean, Arizona's interdivisional, so we're going to move to the Giants. Hopefully he's still there. Oh, I mean, it's just you can't do interdivisional that much. That hurts. Kendrick Pointer, C block shot, which is okay. A power move. He is 22. Pretty damn strong. Okay agility and decent speed. Please be good. Did I draft him? Normal dev, damn. I kind of climacticized myself. I don't even know what I just said. Samuel, hidden development trait. 89 strength, decently fast. Potentially our new right guard once Sheriff's gone. We're kind of regressing a little bit, but I mean, sometimes these things happen. All right, draft recap. Let's see it. What do we got? That corner is sick as hell, but that DT, even though he probably will be a day 1 starter, was not... Oh, never mind. 89 power move, dude. Hopefully that equals some good things because, once again, DTs are very hard to develop. Obviously, you want a DT that can block shed, but 4.3, 89 power move as a rookie is, I mean, some would say pretty good. Linton, automatic number 2. He is so good. Maybe even debating on the dev. If he was an X Factor, probably number 1, but we're going to put him at number 2. Hughes at number 3. Start development trade. I'm hoping we can get rid of DJ Reed. I like him, but of course we don't really need him anymore. Marquise Samuel, once again, very athletic. A little bit better in the power. Well, no, he's not. He's a little bit better in the run stuff, which, is technically more of an interior guy for blocking. But, I mean, it really doesn't matter. But right guard, hopefully develop his ways as a power guy and replace Sheriff next season. But obviously, even though we've kind of not taken a look at some of the other teams' players, this is the time we see it. So Mr. Winston, 97 speed. That is like the perfect luck. Look at that. He had 92 excel, 92 agility, 97 speed. Any one of the other ones gets the 97 instead, and it's a waste. But he gets the 97 speed, which is filthy. Needs to work on the route running or the release a little bit, but pretty damn good catcher already, and release is decent, very elusive, and good enough injury and toughness out the gate. Of course, no possession catch, which really hurts, but still a really good player. And then the DT, who's going to be a god, 81 speed. I thought maybe he would normal. I nearly died there. I thought he was going to be a little bit faster than that, but I mean, he's still good, but I suppose if that power move guy we drafted is really good at pass rushing, it's technically not that much of a loss. And then we'll take a look at Claiborne. 80 overall hidden. Wow. 81 block shed, a 78 power move, 77 speed. Depending on his dev, he actually may be better than the guy we wanted in the first place. 23-year-olds are people too. Star development trait. He's good, though. I will say, though, we could probably trade off Sanders right now. I mean, Sanders just hasn't played well for us, but as far as his overall goes, I mean, maybe in a different scheme, perhaps, he could be good, but he's at least worth a decent second, I'd say. Like, he's the 19th ranked D-end. He has 87 speed, 92 excel, finesse off the charts of 86. Of course, star development trait 24. You do have to pay him, but he's an absolute freak. He just hasn't played well for us. Once again, it could just be for the fact that we're the Seattle Seahawks, and as of the last many years, they really haven't had a dominant edge rusher. So, once again, predetermined in the game to suck, perhaps. We're going to try to trade him out of conference, but not to a team that's too good. I don't want to trade him to a team that's one pass rusher away. The Colts, I think, are a bit off. I think that's fair, straight up. I mean, he's shown potential. He just hasn't played that well for us. Unless I'm mistaking him, but I'm almost certain in 3 years combined he has less than 15 sacks. I'm almost certain that's true, right? Let's take a look. I'm going to be so disappointed if he actually had like a killer season. But as you can see here, I mean, this Isaac guy, I don't know if he's any decent, but, not as good as Sanders at all. Just not even close. Take a look at the numbers. So yeah, I mean, 5.5, 3.5, 6. He just needs a new team or something. Not that those numbers aren't great for like real life. Those could be good numbers if there are a lot of pressures in there and you just can't finish the job, but he does enough to, force an incompletion or whatever. But yeah, we're in the business for sack totals, and with that new DT having 89 power move and our DT moving over to left or right end being a freak, I know once again his actual pass rush ratings aren't crazy good, but still good enough. You never know. We just got to get them to start upgrading this power move. I mean, a very good start. All right, year 4, and we get to play the Broncos again in preseason. Jesus, they really they love violence. But obviously, the best wide receiving group in the league by a mile. Metcalf's probably top 10, right? Number 3, which means 2 guys in the top 10. Hopkins probably number 9. Number 8. We're number 19. Is there a way we can get his number? I'm trying to think of all the players we have on the team. Surely there's a way, right? Oh, it's because Robinson's wearing number 10. In fairness, Robinson really hasn't done much for us. I'd say he'd probably take a cool $500K to move numbers. 20 mil per. Hopkins already made money in his career. I'd say he's got plenty of money to burn. He's probably like, number 11 looks just as sick. I'll take $500K. Thank you. And then for the defense, obviously a new look on the D-line. A little bit lower in overall, but once again, 89 power move is nuts. With Breesy on the edge, we have a really sick edge now. Cornerbacks, Linton should be able to step up quick. Jamal Adams is a question mark. I mean, if it's over 15 per, I just don't think he can do that, but we'll see how much. Once again, I think the fact that he's still superstar and he's not even close on the highest numbers ever, he's not even close on the highest DBs, I think proves that he probably does deserve a bit of a pay cut instead of an increase or, similar. So, I mean, we'll probably be able to manage it. We'll see. All right, so you can see, like, the kind of first glance that the team's actually not looking too bad. The money's also there. Let's knock out the contracts we absolutely want to do. So Seth Ryan is just obviously a great player. Let's do a 7. I could have done 75, but 7-year 75 pretty much. Daniel Falele, I mean, he's good. Once again, he's not built the way I'd want him to be, but he doesn't really allow many sacks. He's a decent overall. 6-year 48 is a steal for us, and it's not terrible for him. Schmidt has been pretty good for us. Once again, I don't think you need to pay kickers, but since it's a realistic rebuild, I'm going to give him a 3-year 12.6. This is fantasy. I absolutely wouldn't. We were able to get rid of Myers because he was actually regressed. He was actually kind of doing worse. He was not a great player. Zamir White. I don't even know if he's a good backup or not, but he's not really asking for a lot. So even if he was the number 3, that's okay money to pay. And everyone else is kind of a backup. So you have to really think about, is Terran Armstead going to be here? So I'd wait for him for sure. And the Jamal, that's not terrible. I'd love to see him to get to X Factor, though. His man cover. Oh, he's actually kind of sucky. Most of the times I see Jamal Adams, he's like 90 man, 90 zone. But then again, he's normally an X Factor, so. Okay, this is interesting now. A 2-year 32? Is that too much? That might have been way too much. Actually, that's not bad. It would have been 64 if it was a 4-year under those terms. So that's actually not terrible. I actually like that. It saves us. If you want less years on a playmaker like that, that'll get money in free agency. You do kind of have to pay a little bit more per year. So I'm okay with that, I suppose. All right. We have the division no matter what. I don't know if we have a chance for a bye week. We're 11-6. So good finish. One last hurrah. I think that's for Terran Armstead, but he's still a really good player. So I don't know why he would want to retire. So I'm just not going to click that damn thing. Oh, Malik with 5,000 yards on the nose. That's actually kind of satisfying to see. 32 touchdowns, 9 picks. I think he's probably the long-term starter. Hopkins was great. Metcalf was better yards per catch-wise, though. Fant, I mean, that's... I'm going to take a look at how that looks across the board. Oh, my God, these linemen suck. Never mind. Breesy was better. Kinley was still pretty damn good. Sweat was better. Pointer was okay for a rookie. But I think we're looking to maybe give the dev up to Fant. We'll see. So for yards, obviously, Kittle and Kelsey, they're X factors. Henry and Njoku, oh, maybe not. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'd say you probably need multiple seasons of near 1,000 yards, maybe 10 touchdowns. Because otherwise, it's just, you're not even comparing to the other tight ends. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. I, once again, don't think we would have had anything, but maybe. I'm trying to think. Hopkins, best wide receiver. Yeah, that's true. But it's still the playoffs. Let's see it. Year 4. Is it the one? Is this the year? All right, the Falcons, they've actually had a couple of Super Bowl trips. They are an 84 overall only, though. We are an 89. So I'd like to think our chances are pretty good to win this game. 21-7, 28-7. That looks like it's already over, which is nice to finally see. 35-7, I love it. 38-14, 38-21. We're letting up a little bit, but we're still holding on with our scoring as well. 45-22. Could have finished a little bit stronger, but hey, we didn't lose, and we doubled their score. A little bit over double their score, actually. Mayfield. Could you imagine that? I feel like that actually could happen. Who knows? But Malik Willis, really good performance. Would have gotten that breakout. He actually had another one this season. Failed that one as well. Really badly this time, though. It was like 200 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick. That's not even close. Defensive numbers were pretty tame. We kind of just outscored them. The Panthers, they've made a couple of Super Bowls themselves as well. Their overall is an 84 as well, though. So, we're the best again. When you consider Fant, Hopkins, Hunt, Metcalf, Willis even, it's the most powerful offense in the league. The offensive line is, probably a top 10 line at least. They've finally developed a bit. Sheriff, one last go of it, maybe has a chance. Maybe it actually is Sheriff. Nah, I think it's Terran. Terran Armstead always retires early for some reason. 20-13, and we hold on. So not as high of a scoring game, obviously, but still a pretty good performance. Oh, my God, Malik, we just talked you up for once, and there you go. Yikes. Let's take a look at the sack numbers. So Reddick and Burns killed it, but Sweat was all right. Brooks had a sack. Kinley will just never not have one. They got Jayon Brown. He got a pick against us. Wow, really? We didn't really do him that dirty, right? We let him play 3 years as a starter, didn't we? I mean, that's pretty fair. 2 years, 3, whatever it was. I mean, okay. If that's how you feel. But here's championship round. Let's see it. Is it going to be? It's going to be Washington. Interesting. I mean, obviously all these teams are kind of like low, but who lost? How did these happen? So Chicago beats the Giants. Don't care about that. The Rams lose there. Cowboys must have lost in this round, or they're just not in it. Washington over Chicago. Man, this is a weak. Look, the Colts and the Steelers, dude. This is the year. I mean, this is without a doubt the year. I mean, it's kind of unfair to win it like this, but, I mean, we are deserving more than anyone. We're a 91 overall team now. I mean, what else can you say? This has got to be our... If this isn't our year, I would be absolutely shocked. At least make it. And it's the Steelers in the bowl. Washington with 7 out the gate, though, looking pretty strong. Didn't see Terry McLaurin in free agency, so they actually look like they made a right decision and kept him. Sweat, obviously, is on our team now. 21-14. Nice little bounce back. We were looking pretty bad there early, as we are going to walk away with this one, it seems. 38-21. Washington's not going away, but they're just not going to have enough time, and they're going to lose by 10. We're in the Super Bowl. Russell who? Seahawks fans are like, Wilson? It's still Wilson. Of course, pretty good performance from McLaurin. Hopkins. Sheesh. Of course, sack totals. Breesy. No. Kindley. That is shocking. Mike Hughes with a pick. Love to see it. Mike Hughes got a lot of burn with us. You know, he's been a starter for more than you would probably have assumed. At least the number 2 starter, or number 1, even for a season. Jamal Adams, obviously, we're going to keep doing like zone kind of stuff. Let's see what he gets. 1 to zone, all that, yeah, whatever. And then Malachi more zone coverage, if you will. Very balanced player. Probably like maybe 5 within each other. Well, maybe not. 8, but still really insane. And we're on to the biggest game of them all. The Super Bowl. The Bowl of Soup. God damn it. See if we got any dev-ups as well. I'm trying to think before we do this. Maybe Willis because of the yards. No wide receivers. Defensively, maybe Breesy. Maybe Kindley. No for Willis. That's a little surprising, unfortunately. Defensively, no dev-ups outside of Sinclair, I believe. Or actually, Sinclair may have already been superstar. No, he wasn't. Okay, he wasn't, but fair enough. Conley's been really under the radar. How is he looking? 90s. No, he's literally better than freaking... He has no block shed, unfortunately, but he's, for what I want a safety to do, he's kind of better than Jamal. I mean, he has higher hit power, great zone, bit taller. But here it is, the 86 overall Steelers, probably the highest overall team we've seen. But obviously we are, to them, by far the highest overall team they've seen. Here it is, the Super Bowl. Not really a great start, but here we go. Nice bounce back. 14-7, 14 all. 21-14, 21 all. 28-21, defense. Damn, no defense at all. Offense scores 3. Come on, offense. Nice, up by 10. This is a close game. Steelers have a chance here. Defense is trying, but it's not going to be enough. It will be enough. 2 minutes left. No, it's not. They're going the wrong way. Okay, that's just not a good play. That's way too short, dude. I don't know if the clock's running, but I suppose the longer I take to pick a play, the better it is for that clock. 3rd and 6. Fant could be just like, you know, you take that L just to continue the game. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Hurry up to the line. Actually, let's spike this damn thing. 5 touchdown. He deserves it. What a performance. I'm coming in to win it if I can. It's on all Madden, so, I mean, if we win, it's pretty fair, right? This is a 6 squad. I kind of just want Hunt to block. Throw it away, Willis. Damn, that's some good defense, dude. That is some good defense. Dagger could be looking for Metcalf on that. I mean, they're kind of pulled up, but I feel like that safety's going to drop. He does. We're still going to fit that. Oh, my God. Caught. What a throw and an even better catch. Willis sticking in there, Obviously, we have a chance for a Fant. We can maybe hit whoever the hell that is, the Robinson. But instead, we take it all like your mother. What? And wow. Actually, is that in? That foot looks in. He planted that thing inches. I mean, that's like not even an inch. I don't know. I'm not really good with inches. I've only got one. Looking for that cross to Hopper. D. Hopperkins. Don't you miss this? Yeah, he's too clutch. Why would he miss that? It's too clutch. I'm actually worried that we've given him too much time at this point. We're just moving down the field. I mean, I wouldn't say so well because we really struggled those first couple of plays, but sometimes you take the L. We have 2 timeouts. Seattle running it from inside the 5. Who would have thought? And it works! Kareem! I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't expect it, but you kind of have to defend the pass, right? You probably bring 5 and hope. But we outsmarted him. We outplayed him. And Seattle's going to win a Super Bowl without Russell. It's going to look like the smartest trade in NFL history. But let's be honest, in real life, we don't know. And unfortunately, we do win. I mean, it's not unfortunate. Oh, Matt Corral, too. That's a sick little battle. That would be one of the craziest Super Bowls ever when you consider neither of them, I think, made the Super Bowl before this time. And the number 1 and 2 maybe it was number 1 and 3. I don't know. But top few quarterbacks in the same class go toe-to-toe, having an absolute crazy gunslinger battle for a 3-point Super Bowl victory in a draft that, maybe some would question the decisions of Seattle, but obviously it worked out. They apparently bailed Ruggs out of jail just for this run. And I feel kind of sick for Kindley because, he's been so good for us in the postseason. The last 2 games, no sack, but maybe they doubled him. And then, Walter Payton his way to a Super Bowl win, I suppose. I will say, very strange that we have a superstar development trait quarterback as our backup. It's not a super common sighting for us, right? I mean, just... yeah, I mean, what can you do? Some things just happen the way they happen. Let's take a look at some of the ratings. I know we looked at a few, but didn't look at them all. We definitely didn't look at Malik Willis, who I feel like something's going to be bad on him. Maybe his deep throwing, and I have to be very careful with the, and it is his deep, of course. Really good short and medium with strong arm strength, which I suppose, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, you don't need a strong arm to throw deep, per se. You kind of want that arm strength to get it in there, It's not really about how far you can throw. It's really about how you can get it in there. So, I mean, I guess the accuracy matters, but I suppose I'd rather have medium accuracy higher than deep. Of course, Kareem Hunt has been great because of superstar development trade. He's actually gone up in overall each season rather than going down. DK Metcalf, obviously pretty good. Not as good as I've seen him in the past, but obviously really insane anyways. Let's take a look at this Robbins guy. He was always just kind of a number 3, kind of a backup. He's a good complimentary piece, very clutch catching rating. So, I mean, he's, sneaky. DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know if he's already regressed or not. I think he might have. No, he didn't, but he's still really good, obviously. Noah Fant, player we have not talked about really at all. 90 speed, 97 catching, 88 catching traffic. Really good route running, 80-plus across the board. Very, very, very good tight end. Let's take a look at Seth Ryan, who is an 87 overall, I believe, is that? Yeah, 87 overall. Very good power guy, which is, I'm glad we moved him to guard. I don't really want to look at Daniel because he's really not built to play tackle for us, but here he is. Anyone else? Offense, I don't think we need to look at anyone. Defensively, though, Herbig, really sneaky little pick that I didn't expect to be that good for us, but he was. He's actually really good. 90 block shed on top of it. What's his name? Jason St. Clair. A guy that really just never got going, even though he's pretty good dev. He's still young, I suppose, but Breesy, 23 years old, 92 overall, new position change. It seemed to work well for him. 88 power move now. Very, very good. Can he get to 80 speed? I don't know. Obviously, he won't for us. Kindley went up to Superstar Dev, which is pretty cool. He should have been Superstar Dev for ages now, but finally gets there. No power move, yet he's our best pass rusher. You explain it. I don't know. Malachi Moore, we've already seen him. He's absolutely insane. Really good player. Where is Linton? Obviously not you, Malachi. We know you're good. We've already seen you. But Linton just came onto the scene. Super good because of how tall and fast he is. Pretty good coverage ratings, I suppose. Great catching. Brooks. Mr. Jordan Brooks, that's another guy to mention. 28 years old. 88 speed. Very good block shedder. Solid enough coverage. Really good player, obviously. And I suppose we'll take a look at Sweat. Super fast, I'd imagine, right? 92 speed, 93 excel, damn. 91 finesse, 81 block shed. Just enough block shed. And then Jaquarius Conley. Great zone, great speed, amazing hit power. But anyway, that is going to be it. If there's any other kind of rebuild scenarios you want to see, because I know Carson Wentz to Washington, he's a low overall, but in the past, specifically with guys like Rodgers, Matt Ryan, even Russell Wilson, speaking of, guys that are still young enough to turn it around, we have, made their overalls higher. So we could do a Washington one. Maybe we do a Colts one without Wentz. I mean, some of these are a little pushy. I'd say Washington with Wentz would be a video idea for a rebuild. Everything else, though, like I'm not going to do a Bears no Khalil Mack trade, one that's not big enough for me. That's what she said. Of course, once again, with the Colts, no Carson Wentz. I mean, in the Colts rebuild, you kind of look to get rid of them anyways pretty early, whereas Washington, they're kind of looking to hopefully see the best of Carson Wentz, maybe, because once again, it's kind of been their big Achilles heel. They've had a great defense for years. I will say it weirdly took a step back last year, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe once again, you can only do so much on defense if you're always giving up short drives on offense. So, if there's any, news that kind of happened, Amari Cooper to the Browns, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams that I've been lacking on hard, but probably will get back to them this time sometime this week. That's the one. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. It's Danny Trejo. Look. So I don't want to be that guy, but just to recap, they brought Danny Trejo in here to make tacos. Is he cooking with a machete? Of course he is. What is this? What have I done? What have I come back to? There's 3 of them. This is gonna be bad. Oh! Was that a suicide deer?